Bling. Is that us?
No, that was Paul.
Okay.
Let's see. Are we live? Yes, we're live.
All right. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back to OverDoseVapes. This is Travis. As you can see, we are still on the second channel, which is why I named the video YouTube Hates OverDoseVapes. So, we'll talk about that. We have my friend Bidwin Nikki B here with us. So, thanks, Nikki, for coming and hanging out.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of stuff to talk about. ECC was this weekend. This is the tail end of it. Today was the last day of ECC, I believe. I don't think they do a Monday. And yeah, I did get to go to that. This summer's just been a total washout, I tell you. So, what's been going on with you, Nikki?
In pain. Other than that, getting new juices in and all my other stuff, getting ready to go to Midwest in Cincinnati in September. Well, Indiana, really, but it's called Cincinnati.
Excellent.
It's in Lawrenceburg. Lawrenceburg?
Okay. The outskirts.
Outskirts. Yeah, the outskirts. But it's only like a 3-hour trip down. So
yeah, I've really been waiting for like a big convention to come to San Francisco, which is like an hour away from us. And it feels, but now that San Francisco totally shit the bed and banned flavors, I highly doubt we're going to ever see that.
Kind of be sucky to do that.
Yeah, that would be the worst vape convention in history of vape conventions. So, yeah, we're not going to do that probably. But I was always waiting for that to happen, and it just never did. And now it's too late. So, sucks. Yeah, totally sucks. Yeah, new juices coming in. I've had some interesting things as well. You guys will be seeing reviews of this stuff coming up soon. Drip Code, I was telling Nikki about this. Drip Code's peanut butter jam. I saw TC Vapes and Foolish Vapes and that whole crew of guys and gals had also talked about this. This is really, really good. Stay tuned for a review of this. And Steep Vapors Quick Shake, also really good. Had some really good e-locals come in lately, so feeling blessed. And I got my hands on, thanks to Brian from the Vapor Chronicles, I actually got my hands on a drop solo. And this is also, I just filmed a review of this today, and so I don't want to give away too much so you guys don't watch the review, but this is good. This is really good. Have you tried this yet, Nikki?
What, the solo?
Yeah.
Nope.
You like single coil RDAs?
Yes, I do.
You gotta get one. You gotta get one.
My last single coil RDA that I got was the recurve.
Okay, so
I didn't even get the drop. I mean, I've heard people, it's like mixed emotions about it, and also like the dead rabbit, drop dead, because of the way the airflow is placed. It's not going under the coil; it's going right at the coil or above it.
Dead rabbit, in my opinion, had the worst airflow of all time.
I didn't mind the first one, like where it contoured your cheeks and stuff. A little bit, because I'm not a purger like that with my certain RDAs. I mean, and plus you learn not to purge with that one because it either go up your nose or contour your face.
It'll fuck you up.
Right. But it was nice that they brought out the caps. But then I was asking one guy, I was like, well, will the butcher and the priest actually go on the drop dead?
No.
See?
No. And here's the thing is that I hated the dead rabbit for its flavor. The way that airflow to me, it's just something that it just did not work. It muted out flavors. It highlighted other flavors. Disliked it a lot. But ever since these caps came out, I use this every day. This is my absolute go-to vape. And the only reason I use this instead of the drop is because this looks better than the drop. The drop, and I talked about that in my review of this today, is that the drop was functionally one of the best RDAs I've ever used. It was definitely the best RDA I used all last year. Except it was just so ugly. It was so ugly. It was so unaesthetic and so unpleasing to the eye. It didn't go with anything. It was tall. It had multiple.
It had issues with the first, I think the first run where the O-rings were too tight. and people were stripping the O-rings and stuff. Just like
mine, you can't. It's literally so tight on the top.
Oh, the rabbit was the same way.
Yeah,
my rabbit, I couldn't even get the top part off. You know, I was never able to adjust the airflow. I had issues with mine. So a lot of these, I hate to sit there and say this, that you're not putting enough time in reviewing your own product before saying yes, go. Yeah. You know, because you would have maybe found that flaw is saying, okay, let me see the final run first.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of these are like, yeah, okay, fix that and then let's push it. No, let me see it.
Yep.
And then maybe send out a couple to beta testers.
Yes.
Instead of reviewers of saying, hey, give me initial thoughts and I'm not going to be butthurt because we can fix this before it comes out. Yes. Instead of us telling them, hey, this is a problem here. And there's already hundreds of thousands out there on the market. Come on, guys. I mean, we can do better. Don't
produce it and then try to fix it later, which I think, you know, in a lot of ways, to be totally real, I love that they released these cats for a lot of reasons, but it really did feel like a fix after the fact. Like, oh my God, a lot of people are being negative about the dead rabbit's airflow. So let's fix that.
I'm doing that to the recurve. The recurve, I love the curve. I love the curve of it. I love the shape of it. I'm like, why would you want to bring out another cap?
The whole point of the recurve was the curve.
Exactly, and it looks beautiful on the Dreamer. I'm sorry to say, you know, sorry, Stan. I know everybody's a fan of Stan.
Yeah.
But I think that the what was it called? The Lucid? The Lucid. I tried I couldn't get any flavor out of the vertical. I never could really do verticals well. Don't know why.
Lucid.
It's the Lucid.
It was not good. It was not good.
But look, I mean, this looks beautiful on top of here. I mean, it just, the curves of both of them together, it's just beautiful. And I have two Dreamers, and I usually have recurves on both, but I had to put something in here today. But I've been getting a lot of different products, like from my V Pro, the little mystery stuff. I like little surprises, you know, in the mail that I don't know what's coming. It's kind of like, hey, I got stuff for review. And plus, you know, for $5 to getting like $20 RDA, you know, $20, $30 RDAs, RTAs and stuff.
I don't think we told you that we actually ordered 2 boxes after we talked to you last time. And they sent us, you'll never believe what they sent us. They sent us the links and the avocado.
Yeah, I got the avocado. That one, I haven't even built on my avocado yet.
But it was funny because you were saying, because at that time you'd only gotten the 2, and you got the links and the avocado, and we ordered 2, and we got the links and the avocado. I'm like, I wonder if that's.
Well, it must have been around the same time because if you just ordered after I did and I just got it, that's what they're having. But when you order 5, which is their limit, you'll get 5 different things because they're not going to sit there.
We were hoping because we didn't want to order more. We didn't want to order more and get another avocado. Another link.
Well, I always put in the comments what I'm interested in. You know, like if they have it on their site saying I am a reviewer and I would love to say I've already got this, and this from you. Is there anything else that you could add? And that way, the person that's packing your box will sit there and see that, hey, I've ordered before, and you can sit there and tell them you've already got it. Uh-oh.
Get down.
Oh, don't talk to Panda that way.
I'm gonna kick your ass. Get down from there right now. Get down. Get down right now. Little monster. Got cats. Yeah, no, we loved it. I mean, we were super excited because I tell you what, Avocado 24 is still an amazing RTA. In my opinion, one of the better RTAs ever, or RDTAs ever released. Really set the stage for that whole revival of the.
I still have mine in the box. Yeah. I haven't built on it yet.
And the links was okay. I wasn't super excited about it. It's interesting.
It was interesting.
It's built well, and it is interesting, but I haven't found myself using it very much.
Well, I did get the icon. I thought it was kind of iconic to get the icon around the time I was getting the intakes that I was ordering from them. Mm-hmm. But I put the glass cap
Okay.
From Twisted Messes.
Yeah.
It actually, if you look at it, the airflow is right under the coil. It's like perfect.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it actually improves the airflow of the icon.
Yeah.
To where I think it should have been. Because I have no flaws on the deck. You know, a lot of people sit there and say I didn't like the icon because of the airflow, and I actually like the airflow on that with the cap. So
that's what Trinity Glass is so great at doing is salvaging subpar RDAs that you love the decks on, but the airflow is subpar. I love Trinity Glass. Trinity Glass hardware has a special place in my heart. They've been improving my vape experience since like 2015. So God bless them. Bless their little hearts.
My worst purchase was a couple of weeks ago with the. It's not my worst purchase, but I'm giving up, and I'm sorry, Yosh. I really am. Okay, 2 strikes. You know, with me, sometimes you're going to be out. Well, actually, 3 strikes because I think I bought every single RDA. You know, like, and I kept on looking. I looked at all of them, and I'm like, there's nothing different in these. I could interchange these caps of the last 3 RDAs. Really, and I go, okay, that's strike 1. There's no innovation for 3 different RDAs. So that was strike 1. Strike 2 was the Primo.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that was bad. This one, the what is it? The Noble. Love the look of it. But then you have the spitback guard, which that means you can't drip in it. You have to take it off. You have to paint. Then you get to see the lovely grub screws.
Yeah.
You know, unless you use the other cap, which I like there's some things I like on it, like the adjustability of airflow through the drip tip.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new invention to where you have the little curves, the little cutouts. So if you want to cut airflow down, that's awesome. That's an innovative part. But to not be able to drip straight down, and then if you do strip straight down, you have airflow is right in the middle, like the Primo.
Yep.
Didn't you learn from the last time you put airflow in the middle that juice gets in it and then it's bottom? It's not top airflow, it's bottom airflow. So guess where all that juice is going to go? I've had it leak so many times out my on my mods. I was like,
and honestly, that looks good, but it's like we had similar devices coming out in 2015, 2016. Mm-hmm. Things like the Nixon V3, all the glass when glass, like the fishbone, and there was like a lot of glass pop cap RDAs coming out. That's a couple years late to that game.
Right, and I mean this is the year of the glass too. Because everything's coming out with glass, definitely. Glass this, glass that. The Steam Crave glass, the RDSA as they call it, RDSA, because it's meant for squonking. I'm like, if it's meant for squonking, my pet peeve is not to have the squonk pin installed on anything.
Oh my God.
Please don't install the squonk pin. That's an accessory.
Let them install a squonk pin.
Exactly, because
of us are not squonky.
Newbies are not going to understand a squonk pin. Okay, they're going to sit. This could be their only device. This could be their only device. They sit there, put that on their drip. And you know what? And me being at the level I am, I forgot to install this non-squonk pin because the recurve come installed with the squonk pin. And this was my 3rd recurve at that. I bought 3. You would think by the 3rd one, I would have known to uninstall it, but I was just excited about getting the build on there and stuff like that and putting it on the device that I forgot. And juice was everywhere. And I was going, this is not vaping, right? And I'm like, why am I getting juice everywhere? I'm like, thank God it was, it was in this device that it actually was getting all juiced up. And I was like, thank goodness it could take a licking with a little bit of juice in the 510. But I felt salty because I was like, you're dumb. I felt dumb, because I didn't do it. I'm like, but what if this was a newbie? And if you sit there and say, well, it's meant for squawking, but the thing is it's not. It that's an accessory.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not even looking at chat. I'm so sorry.
I just went to chat too. So I want to say hello to everybody. Train, Smoke 42 Vape, Kenny B. What's going on, everybody? So Kenny B says, Yosh is a cool dude. Some of his stuff just feels like a money grab. I mean, I don't know if I'd be like that cynical towards Yosh, but I definitely think that he's just putting out products to put out products sometimes, just to like stay relevant a lot of times. Right. So I mean that it is what it is. And the thing about the colored e-liquid, Train Sonic said, not sure about Vaporgate with that colored e-liquid. You have to understand that a lot of people back in the day did colored e-liquid, and he does offer it colored and uncolored, so you can get it either way. Yeah, so it is what it is. Vaporgate and Yosh and all those guys, it's a business, and you have to understand that for a business to stay relevant, you have to be releasing products, and sometimes you just run out of ideas. And I feel like Yosh has kind of ran out of ideas. I kind of had my questions about the whole thing when he released that sub-ohm tank that just took like off-the-shelf coils. Like, I forget what coils they took, but they took some other company's coils, which is good because it means that you're going to have coils available. But it just felt so off the mark for his consumer. His consumer is the hobbyist side more than anything else. And to release a sub-ohm tank with just regular stock coils just felt so weird to me. So, so off the mark. And so, it is what it is. But yeah, smock coils. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And I think smock coils are super overrated and not that fucking great. And never been a big fan of them. Yeah.
It's the year of the mesh.
Or Pete Goodwin. What up? Yeah, mesh. I'm a huge fan of mesh. I have a mesh RDA right here. And I have a mesh tank on its way right now. Mesh has great flavor. So
I'm excited about the new Steam Crave one, though. It is done the right way for RDAs. It's an RDA, and it's done as a U, not a where you have to do the up and stuff it with cotton. You actually let your cotton hang on.
I really like the stuff in the cotton. I think it works so.
But when that cotton breaks down, that's when you can get say that your cotton collapses a little bit. You're going to get a hot.
You got to make sure. That's the thing. You have to really make sure you stuff that cotton.
Exactly. Well, this one, think about the way that goes like this, but when your cotton collapses down, that's when you get your hot spot, that dry hit.
That is true.
Okay, so to have the U, kind of like in hanging down, you're going to have that curve over, and the cotton will collapse still on itself.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get those hot spots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I sit there and seen the drawings of that, and I was like, I want to be a tester of that for sure. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because you did it the right way.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I guess Pete Goodwin said smock mesh coils are the best. I actually haven't used any of the smock mesh coils. And then Kenny B said smock needs to do something about having different coils in every tank.
I've heard the Fire Luke Pro and the other Fire Lukes and stuff are the best.
I actually didn't like the Fire Luke. The mesh one.
I don't know. I don't, like I said, I'm not, I don't like OCC coils, regardless if they're mesh or whatever. I don't know what cotton they're putting in there. At least I know what cotton I'm putting in my stuff, whether it's, the bad cotton, a lot of people will sit there and probably hound me on it and go rabbit. I didn't think it was bad for an RDA. If you don't like, but it did gel up. There was a flaw in it.
Yeah, it wasn't my favorite, that's for sure.
But I'm just saying, if you took the label off the thing, you sit there and did a blind cotton test and everything, it was a good cotton. It's still a good cotton.
I have it in my closet. It's our backup if we run out of everything.
It's not bad. I've had worse. at least I don't have to sit there and pick out burrs of, you know, cotton, little pieces of cotton.
I will take that all day long over cotton from fucking Rite Aid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Cotton balls or something like that. You know, it is a superior cotton to that. It's just, to me, it just felt like it didn't hold up very well over time. You know, with extreme heats, it definitely didn't hold up very well at all. And I don't know.
I mean, with cotton threads,
I felt the same way about cotton threads. To be totally honest, I thought cotton threads collapsed really easily. I thought it really did not hold up well over heat. To each their own, you know?
I know. I mean, I like cotton threads for the ease of like testing juices. You know, easy in, easy out, done. And I think they're great to take to like conventions and stuff when you need a real quick whoop whoop.
I think they're for like road trips and stuff.
Cotton threads but Cotton Bacon Prime is one of my favorites.
Yep.
And I actually like this new one called Hip Hop because it's thin enough to where I don't have to sit there and lose a lot of cotton. And I know you're going to be getting it soon.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it now that I've seen it.
Mm-hmm. Now the Cotton Jack, I'm still kind of iffy about because it's so dense, and the way that it makes me question a little bit. Me and Tommy were kind of talking about it. Is when you get it, I mean, it's like very, 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 very fluffy, but where they have clipped it, it's kind of like it's all smushed. You know, like almost like they used the heat thing to cut it.
That's kind of what it was like for Cotton Bacon V2 as well, to be real.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know. It's so different. I don't know if they're using the same cotton or this is just the denser part, but it just is. It seems to me like two different cottons.
P. Goodwin says he uses rayon. Was that rayon the stuff that you can use, like you can literally like burn in the coils to clean it off? There was something people were using a while ago.
Silica
cotton or something like that. It was called
silica.
Yeah, and you could literally leave it in your coils and like burn it. That shit was crazy. Yeah, cotton. Kenny B says he used to use Texas Tough. It's extremely long break-in time. That's what turned me off about Texas Tough is I tried it and it held this flavor, this cotton flavor.
Texas Tough actually changed their it's not the same. They did change their processing and stuff like that when they went to like the strands and stuff like that. It's not the same. I don't know. It doesn't last as long.
I couldn't handle the flavor break-in. That's what I've always. Oh shit! I'm dropping everything. The only reason I've ever really enjoyed cotton bacon is because it's just zero break-in. You put it in, you juice it up, you vape it. I've always loved that about it, and that's why I continue to use it.
I don't like cotton bacon, the first one.
Oh, I love it. I've always loved it.
No, not the first one. The first one was weird. It didn't. I don't know. It compared to Prime, it's like two different cottons.
They're a lot different, but you know, V2 in a lot of ways, we actually have gone back to using V2 a lot more than the Prime.
Well, I've never tried V2 because my local brick and mortar don't carry. I usually do run to the local brick and mortar. I'll have my husband run to the local brick and mortar for me, and they know me really well down there. You know, he was really nice today with the knowledge of what I was buying. I don't want to mention it. He knows, but he was telling me about it a little bit more, and he's like, you know, just let me know if it works for you, you know. So, but I was like telling him, I'm like, why do you not stock the version 2? He goes, because I bought so much of the one. He's like, I'm still trying to get out of stock.
Yeah, I mean, I've been,
and he's that way.
I knew a guy who worked. He had a company. God, I can't remember the name of it, but the company was actually, it was like the sister company of the Wiccan Bake, of Cotton Bacon stuff. Mm-hmm. And so we were doing reviews of this guy's e-liquid, and he sent along some. This was before it was even released. He sent along some cotton bacon. And at that time, you have to think that at that time there was no other cotton that was made for bacon. There was nothing. There might have been there might have been native wicks, might have been around, but I actually don't think it was. And so we were using Japanese cotton. And so to us, it was like this revelation. Like, this is so much better than Japanese cotton. And so we were just hooked from the very beginning. And and we've been big fans of it ever since. And then when V2 came out, it like fixed all the problems that we had with V1. It fixed them all. Yeah. And to this day, V2, we have found that V2 is much better for RDAs. It's just, it holds up. It's more of a density to it. It holds up under heat way better. It does not collapse, and Prime will collapse on you.
I've noticed that.
Prime has a better absorption rate, and so it's really good for things like tanks and RDTAs. It'll absorb much faster and over a much bigger distance, which makes it great for RDTAs. But for straight up, like all I need is for this to hold juice while I hammer it with heat. V2 is the way to go, 100%.
Now, that's the one I was wanting to try, that cotton candy collection, the one that comes in the little tin or the little container. I wish they would come out with a tin like this to where you can reuse it. But I've been wanting to try it. But when I went down to the one, I thought the cotton candy collection, the little sample, was the little bag, and it says cotton candy. That crap is nasty. It actually has like this weird sweet taste in it. It made all my liquids taste really bad. I thought it was just me, but then I bought 2 bags and I sent one to our Vandy, Vaping with Vandy, and she goes, "This cotton's not good, Nikki." I was like, "Are you tasting something sweet or like really weird?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I think I bought the wrong cotton," because everybody was raving about it. I was like, "Yeah." And then when I looked at the different packaging, I was like, "Yeah."
And you know what? And people, there's like this group think where, as reviewers too, it's easy to get caught up in that shit, and you just have to go, okay, regardless of what everyone is saying, do I enjoy this experience? That's it. That's all you can go by. And if you're not having a good experience, don't try to force yourself to have that experience that everyone else says they're having. That's just like if you like Anger Rabbit, then you like it. And just because everybody else is trash talking it doesn't mean shit,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ever sitting there saying I'll ever bash it. I mean, yeah, the packaging was sucky and everything, and I've helped Bob promote it because he is the distributor of it. And you know what? And I will sit there and tell people it's a good cotton. Just close your eyes and don't look at the packaging.
I just don't like
it's good. It's better than cotton balls. It's better than certain other brands. I mean, it's clean. It's burr free. It is. That
like the feel of it, to me, it felt a little bit fiberglassy almost. I know it's not, it's cotton, but it felt a little bit sharp. Like the little bit.
There was different layers of cotton in it, and that can be texture wise too, because that's the way the wicking process was. That's why it didn't wick as quickly, like in like RTAs and stuff. I didn't like it in RTAs. It gelled up too quickly. So there are some flaws with every cotton out there. You just got to know what cotton to put in what thing. There's not a all for one for all situation.
Absolutely. That is so true. We've had cottons, we've had so many different wicking materials come out. There was one called fiber threads, which wasn't cotton and it wasn't rayon. It was some other weird hybrid stuff. And that stuff was awful. I mean, there's just been so many that came along that it was going to be the new thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, this is going to be the new thing," and then it just all fades away because, it's just not great. And so Kenny B said, "I love how Anger Rabbit vapes, just hate building with it." I'm kind of the same way. I don't mind the actual experience of vaping with it, but building with it, I just don't like touching it a lot. And I will say this is that I don't give a shit about the packaging. I don't give a shit about any packaging. I'm an adult, and so I can tell. It's like we get so caught up with blacklisting these companies and shit.
Yeah.
It's like, man, we are supposed to be on each other's teams here. And I get that, some of these companies, for me, the worst offenders have always been the copyright infringers. People who blatantly steal other people's art and materials. That is not good. And that is got to be something we deal with in this industry. But like, you can't, shit, what is this? Is this marketing to kids? Because it's got a stylized lemon on it, And yet alcohol companies can fucking make these vodkas that are cotton candy and fucking marshmallow.
Like this one. Everybody says this is copyright, okay? But being a graphic person, okay, do you know I can purchase this font from a company and use this font?
It's not just the font, though. It's the font in relation to its colors.
Okay, well,
it's not me.
It's purple.
It's the golden grams. It's the golden grams.
Yeah, it's golden grams, and it says Golden Slam. Okay, we know what it is, but this is the thing. It's pushing its limits. It's so close to it, but yet are they really? You know, I've seen
that one. I would give that one a pass because it's close, but it's not exact. But then you have ones like the juice box that was released by one.
Oh yeah, that looked like an actual juice box.
It looked like, I mean, it was literally the same packaging, except the only thing was the different was the name. You know, it even had like a little picture of a straw on the side. That was irresponsible marketing.
Well, and I mean, I've seen like things like, you know, things in donut. You know, I thought that was the cutest packaging though. The cookies, got cookies.
Oh yeah.
The got cookies where it came in the donut bag and everything. Yep. I thought that was total awesome packaging, but yet it was actually impractical packaging because you know, each one of those things had to be set in a baggie, and then the vape shops had to put it in the bag, and so it would look perfect. Or the milk cartons. I mean, come on. I mean, when it actually looks like food.
You can't hate on no Drip Club milk cartons because I love that shit. I'm a big fan of Milkman. You know, when it first came out, when the Vaping Rabbit first released it, it was shit. It was so bad. It was not good. We destroyed it on a review. We hated it. It tasted like plastic. It tasted like garbage, and we hated it. But then Drip Club bought that company and changed that liquid, and they straight sent me an email. They said, "Hey, we saw you did a review of this, and we understand that you hated it, but we've changed it. And so why don't you try it out?" And so I was very like, yeah, whatever. You send some out, I might try it. They sent it out. It sat for like a month, and before I'm like, I'm gonna try this. And then I fell in love. And since then, I've bought probably 1,000 mils of that stuff.
You know, I've never tried the Milkman line, any of them.
They're all good, but
you know why? Because I usually buy juice locally.
Yeah.
And I have not seen that in my local brick and mortars. And the sample and stuff like that before you buy. Sometimes I'll do it on a whim, you know, but it's kind of like,
and it's expensive. Milkman's expensive. It's not cheap.
It is, and that's why I see why people, like reviewers and stuff. That's why I trust people that are like in my circle and stuff like that. That I trust, like have the same flavor profile as me. Is going, if they really like it, then I'm going to sit there and maybe take a gander and buy it. And if not, I'll send it to them because they like it. Because
I would never tell people. I would say, like when I would like review any of those products, I would say if you can afford it, it's delicious and it's great, and I think it's a wonderful product. But I would never say you have to go buy this because it's just impractical for some people to buy it. So here we said, so Kenny B did say, why even push it though, Nikki? Wouldn't it be much easier to be original? I kind of agree with that as well. But you know, there's a lot of what marketing is in vaping is trying to appeal to nostalgia. And so I do understand the desire to appeal to that nostalgia because your main customer in vaping is between the ages of 21 and 35. That's the main push. And those are the same people who are like really in the throes of nostalgizing their childhoods. And so, you know. Oh my God, Kenny B has one of those little Milkman fridges.
Oh, that he must have ordered a lot. He must have got a lot of juice to get that because that usually came with like
you could have bought it actually. There was a point
bought it too. I seen that like at a setup and everything. I was like, oh, that'd be so cool to have.
So I wanted to touch on the fire things real quick. So somebody had asked Import Man 77 if he was safe in the fires. So he's a little bit south of where the fires are. Me and Panda are actually right in the middle of the fires. We actually saw the flames for the first time last night. They breached this hill that was behind us. Not a hill, it's a giant mountain. And so we're in the Mendocino Complex fires where we're at right now. I'm in Mendocino County. So we have 3 major fires around us. And then a little bit even further north of us is the Humboldt County fires, which is like the city of Redding, which is basically burning down to the ground. And so there's some major fires going on last week. I mean, these fires have been going on for a while too, because last week as you guys might remember, we actually started the show late because we had lost power, which is the first time I've ever seen them do this. They shut down power for not only our whole county, which is this giant county, but also for the county next to us, Lake County. So
wow.
Absolutely crazy. Kenny B's local shop gave him the fridge.
When we lost power, like I think it was for like 7 or 8 hours one night. Oh God, I was like, how could people like in southern states where it's really hot live? Because I mean, we have portable fans, which not a lot of people know that they do exist. Is they take D-cell batteries, which I hadn't bought in years, but I was like, oh, please let something be in here. So we had the fans running, candles. I'm going, where's the lighters? And I'm like sitting there like rumbling through with my phone and looking through my desk going, there's got to be a lighter in here. This is what I used to do my battery wraps.
It was triple digits when the power went off both times for us. So, and it was the first time it was like 10 o'clock at night, and you can't sleep if it's real hot. So we just left. And we went up to this big park in town here, and we just swung in the swings and played on the playground equipment and just kind of drove around town, looked at potential looting sites. I kept messing with Panda. We kept driving by GameStop, and I kept saying, "There's GameStop. There's no one around." And but then cops spotlighted us, and so we left. So. But then the second day was during the day, and so we left again. It was so hot. So hot. Yeah. And we don't have lighters, or candles or anything. And so what I did know, knowledge is power, is that in Africa, this is so random, but I was watching something that popped up on Facebook about how in Africa, they don't have a lot of electricity in a certain area. And so what they would do is they take water bottles and they'd fill them with bleach and water, and then they'd mount them into the ceiling. And somehow the bleach catches light in a certain way that causes it to kind of illuminate. And so they would have like just the tip of it in the bottom of it in catching the sun, and it would actually illuminate the whole room with like a couple of bleach bottles, like just water bottles with bleach in it.
Wow.
And so what we did was I actually filled up a water bottle with bleach and water, and I put my cell phone flashlight on and stuck it underneath the water bottle, and it illuminated the whole room. It was like having a lamp. It was amazing.
Wow.
It worked so good.
I'll have to remember that next time.
If you have anything, like we have a little battery-powered little light. It's like a little tea candle battery. Next time, what I would do is I just take the top off the water bottle and just kind of stick that into it. It worked so amazingly. It was great.
Nice. Because those little tea lights actually work really, really well and long lasting.
Yes. It's and that's a big tip for everybody. If you have just even a minimal light source, if you can get a bleach water bottle with some bleach in it, it will magnify that light by 100 times. It works so well. Nice. So Katie said that I am in Ukiah, and he used to hang back here in his 1%er days and fish on Clear Lake. And then Import Man said not so Clear Lake. We have there's a lake here in Lake County called Clear Lake. It's disgusting. It smells like rancid fish, and we all make fun of it. But there's a beautiful lake here in Ukiah called what's it called? Lake Mendocino. That's what it's called. And it's great. We go out there and go fishing all the time. I mean, swimming all the time. Yeah. The fires have been, California has been experiencing a drought for the last 10 years. And so we've had fires just ravage us in the last few years. It's starting to catch up to us. And I wanted to say hello to Matt Williams, Import Man 707. Who else do we have in here? I saw Juan Castillo. What up, Nate 38? What's going on, you guys? What's going on, everybody?
But no, I did get some vape mail actually today. Amazon came.
Nice.
I bought a whole bunch of battery wraps. I think it was under $10.
I think that case that came in.
I love the case because it holds all the batteries and it comes with different colors.
I like that.
Awesome.
What I've been using for my battery wraps lately is that when I got the cotton threads, they sent me some battery wraps for those, and so that's what I've been using. These are actually really nice battery wraps.
That, and I also got one of these.
Digital caliper. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't about to sit there not getting one without digital because I was like, I can't read worth crap. We
bought digital caliper. This is so embarrassing. So I bought digital caliper, and all I used it for was to measure my wiener.
Oh, is it only a cut hair?
Yeah, it's only a cut hair.
Yeah, you got to get that actual cut hair ruler. You know,
Yes.
Doc's got one of those.
Yep. So vaping swags in the house. YouTube does suck. I'm still not able. So let's talk about that for a second. Okay. So I'm glad vaping swag brought it up. Okay. So my channel got a strike on it for reviewing a CBD e-liquid from a company from Eastern Europe, and it was called 420 Vape Oil. And so YouTube, the algorithm bots saw that 420 in it, and they took the video down and it gave a strike to my channel. I appealed that strike. They denied the appeal, blah, blah, blah. I erased the video thinking like maybe that'll help. Didn't help. They gave me a 90-day suspension from live streaming. That was really the only punishment they gave. And then if I would have gotten more strikes, there would have been more, further punishments, etc. But nothing happened during that 90 days. July 23rd, it was over as far as not having a strike left on my channel. So last week would have been the beginning of my ability to stream on the regular channel. Mm-hmm. So I went on my channel, was going to set up the stream, and it said, you don't have the right to stream. Your right to stream has been revoked due to a community guideline violation, which is what I had originally, was a community guideline violation. And so I'm like, well, that's not right. And so I went and checked my, you go in the settings and you can see what rights your channel has. Right. And it'll say if you have a strike, it'll say that you have a strike and tell you the date that the strike's going to be gone. And it says your channel's in good standing, no copyright strikes, no community guideline strikes.
Your channel's delayed.
But then it says your right to stream has been revoked. And so
they haven't.
I sent a message to YouTube, but this is the thing. If you're a small channel, even if you're a big channel, getting in touch with YouTube is basically, you're not going to do it. And so I sent a message through I fucked up. I sent a message through my Yahoo email asking them to help me. They sent me a message back right away saying, hey, this is not the email that's associated with your channel, so you got to send it through your associated email. So I sent another email through my associated email, the email that's associated with my channel, through Gmail, and then they haven't responded. And so then I sent another message, because on the thing it says, we'll get back in touch with you within 24 hours. After 24 hours, nothing. So I sent another message after a week, I sent another message, and then after 2 weeks, I sent another message, and I still haven't gotten anything. So it just sucks. I don't know when we're ever going to get it back. I don't know. It just sucks. I don't know when we're ever going to get back to the ability to stream. So.
Oh, no fault. Nope. I can't post that because I don't have a wrench. Here,
let me give you a wrench. Where are you at?
I was going to give them a link to those wraps. Here.
Just post something and I'll give you a wrench. I can't believe you don't have a wrench. What the hell is it with that?
I don't know. I guess I never needed one.
There you go.
There you go. This is where I got it. It was like under $9 on Amazon. And you get 280 wraps. For $9. Under $9.
That is a good deal.
It's a really good deal. Because I'm always, I don't know, like certain devices and stuff will tear my battery wraps. Like my daughter has the other Geek Vape one where the black one I got that it started scratching off the mat. My daughter uses now. It's on her beater mod. And then this one right here, it'll tear up wraps instantly if you don't pull it out right. The batteries. Well, 18650s that'll tear them up, but the other ones.
I was going to ask what Mount Williams asked. Are they thick? Are they nice? Are they feel good?
Yeah, these are actually really, really nice, really, really thick. I mean, they're not clear at all. They're really nice.
They look nice.
They're like basically kind of like what you would get from IMR on like their thicker ones, like that, not their sheer ones. I know that a lot of their sheer ones were a little bit thinner. I mean, too bad they didn't actually include any clear in here. It'd be really nice.
All my mech mods, excuse me. All my mech mods just destroy battery wraps. Like all of them, just tear the shit out of battery wraps. So we have to change ours all the time. I actually need to buy some batteries.
I should put a review up on these battery wraps for Amazon from my YouTube, but yeah, these are really super thick. I mean, you can just tell because just putting my dental stick thing in it, you have a crease. I mean, they're that thick. So you're going to have that real nice thickness. These are really thick. So, I mean, it could be an issue being too thick, for mechs. I don't know.
Definitely, yeah.
But you never know. But I would actually make sure that if you do get these, before doing your heating and everything, kind of press out that seam, kind of like push it out and just kind of play with it like this, because that way it's a circular already.
Yeah, because if you go to put it on and you still have a seam on it, you're going to have the seam on the battery.
You're going to have a seam on there, and that could cause the issue to get caught in your mod. So kind of like just, finger your battery wrap. Didn't mean to get a little dirty there, but you have to, just go in there and just like press out the seam with your hands to kind of get that little seam gone. And that way it actually stands up on its own instead of having to force it with the heat.
Yep. So I wanted to say, if you guys don't know, you're not aware, you can get yourself a bottle of Gizzard Stew's new e-liquid.
Yeah.
Caught me out of left field, but I was excited to hear about it. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. Gizzard's a great guy, so good to hear that he's got some e-liquid coming up. ODB, I'll say this. Kenny B is saying that ODB has got some battery wrap wholesale, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, you Kenny B, but just think ODB battery are kind of well-known battery wraps. We got a bunch via some juice company. I can't remember what juice company.
It was Strange Fruit.
Strange Fruit had a bunch of branded ones from ODB, and we were very disappointed with them. Very, very disappointed with them. They did not hold up well at all. They actually tore apart faster than any battery wraps we've ever used. So was not a fan of those at all. I mean, if you're going to change them quite a bit, I will say this, they fit in everything. They fit in all the mech mods and stuff. They were nice in that sense, but they did not hold up well over time, which I was really surprised because ODB battery wraps are very well-known battery wraps. So, yeah.
Yeah, I ordered some batteries from the 18650 battery store.
Oh, yeah. eBay?
No, they're regular site.
Oh, wow. Okay. I always usually order from either IMR or from iLumen, but they're so expensive.
Yeah. Well, I was told by another reviewer and stuff that they actually had some pretty good sales and stuff over there, and plus they had like all the toppers and all the wraps for the 2700s and stuff, which is really, really hard to find battery wraps for those.
Yep. We ordered some on Amazon, I think. We ordered Amazon. We just got, I think, a roll of material. We had to cut our own for the 2700s.
Yeah. Well, I'll copy that link to that website too. And
do that.
Put it in because it's really hard to make sure that when you do order batteries, always order battery wraps and toppers, because when you're heating those little toppers and stuff like that, if you're doing it with the hair dryer, I have flung those things like frisbees, man. First time ever doing it, I was like, and then it goes, woo! But I've always got the sticky ones, the real sticky ones that like adhere to it, so I never had to replace my toppers.
Yeah. Swag said it was not supposed to be out of left field. Gizzard was too impatient. Yeah, for sure. That's Gizzard. I got that. I know that Samsung, getting into some dorky battery stuff. Samsung, I saw somebody posted there's a new blue Samsung battery that's a 30 amp Samsung battery, and I've always really enjoyed Samsung batteries. The 25Rs and that kind of stuff has been some of my go-to batteries. So I'm really excited about getting some of those. Gotta try the new. I'm an 18650 guy. I do enjoy 2700s. I just find that I don't use them as much as I use 18650s. I don't know what it is. There's more amps and more light, but I don't know. I guess I'm just 18650 at heart. So what have you been vaping on this week, Nikki?
I've been vaping on the Artist Liquid. It's the peanut butter cream pie, and also the my coffee. It's the cold brew almond cappuccino, which I still to this day thinks it tastes like a cookie dough. I don't know why it tastes like almond cookie dough. It's still good. But also, I cannot wait until tomorrow because I get my Zenith mod, Zenith 3 as well. I got it in red. Red's my color. I like red. But I like it because the potentiometer is like clicky, and I've seen a few other people have it. Ro likes it. Docs likes it. And it's a really nice stealthy mod. I love the Zenith, the first one, just because it was metal. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to find something that's made out of true metal these days. And
Absolutely.
It was just really nice. I mean, Doc ran it over with the school bus and it survived.
That's saying
and that's saying something about their product. If you can run it over and I know that Aegis mods and stuff like that, but I'm talking a school bus. And the Robomizer Plus did not make it during that crash. It got destroyed. But the Zenith mod, all he did was pop the batteries back in, and he looked at them first, and then he popped them back in, and it was fine.
You're not joking. There's
a little scratch, and I mean that's like what 2,100 pounds or something like that. I mean I don't know. That's a lot of weight.
I will try. Kenny B said I gotta try the 30K. I would definitely try that. I think that's what been the issue that I've had with some of these cells. Is you just feel underpowered, and I know that's probably not really the case. But I tell you what, and then Church said that these 20Ss are what the new cells are, the Samsung cells, and I've heard that those cells are hard hitting cells. They don't have a ton of battery life, but people say those are the ones to get for mech mods because they just are hard hitting batteries. So. I got to check them out for sure. Check out the 30Ts. Batteries are so expensive nowadays, and we got 2 vapors in the house, and so it's just.
I still have my very first batteries that I've ever bought. 4 years. Well, I bought my first set 4 years ago because I always wanted something internal for the first, and even my local vape shop. I guess they look at my Streamline on Facebook, and he goes, "I noticed you posted a review from like 4 years ago." And I had my MVP, my little MVP 30 watt. And I loved it. And he goes, "Do you know we still have them?" I'm like, "You still have them? Are they still any good?"
Oh, they're still great, I'm sure. I'm sure they're still great. If you get the right device to go on them, there's a lot. There's like 3,000 milliamp hour battery internal.
Yeah. And I was thinking, watts. I paid like $70 for that thing 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I go, "How much are they?" He goes, $40, and he's got the green ones. And I was like, "You don't have pink?" That's all I could think about is you don't have the pink. But I think I might go down there tomorrow and actually pick one up just because nostalgic. It was my first device, and my husband vapes. Okay, even though it's teal, it's something that he could grab or something that I could maybe gift to another vapor, or even put like these little things that I'm getting like from the little grab bag, the mystery boxes, like these single coil on top of there.
30 watts.
There you go. It'd be perfect.
Hold on 1 second. Oh.
Little testers. And I was told long time ago too that oh, you're not supposed to run an RDA on a little 30 watt. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
The first RDA I ever had, I ran on the 11 watt MVP. I had a mech mod, and I bought a mech mod and the 11 watt MVP. The original MVP was 11 watts, and I ran a single coil RDA on that for for a couple months.
I remember that one.
So look at this. It's so funny because you remember the MVP 30 watt when it came out? It was huge. It was substantial. And now we have an RDA. This RDA right here that's literally as big as the tank that I use on it. Does 30 watts. This does 30 watts. So it's
I mean, like here, like this is an all-in-one. You know, I love these little type of setups for the little iJoy RTA box. But I like this because you can take the RDA off, empty the juice, and actually stick another RDA on top and still use it without having to use the tank if you don't want to.
See, 30 watts, I'm using, this is the Tobacco Super Tank sub-ohm. It's got the pre-made coils and stuff. 30 watts is totally enough to power this. And I would totally give this to somebody who is just thinking about starting vaping. It's a good way for them to kind of breach into the world. totally acceptable vape. So people are going off about the batteries in here. I had until this year my original red HB2 batteries that I loved those HB2s, and then I went, the HB4s and stuff like that. I used those for a long time. Those batteries were great, and the only reason I got rid of mine is because they were just, even after we rewrapped them a couple times, they looked a little raggedy, and they were kind of fluid was starting to come out of them. It was like, okay, it's time to move on and kind of shit can these, but And vaping swag, I would never recommend anybody do this because you don't know for sure unless you really know your batteries. Vaping swag harvested some 32 out of a laptop battery pack, and laptop battery packs do use 18650s. Everything uses 18650s. Tesla cars use 18650s. Tesla's wall, what is it called? The home battery unit thing that he released, that uses 18650s. But don't, unless you really know what the hell you're doing, be careful.
I did harvest some in the very beginning of my vaping out of an old laptop. And I was really scared about doing it because they were all connected.
Do not do it.
They're all connected.
Yeah.
And I you know what? And as soon as I found a place to buy, I didn't know where to buy batteries besides my local brick and mortar. And local brick and mortars are $20 a pop for, two, and I'm like,
so crazy.
And then it's like, I walk in there and I tell the girl, I'm wanting some batteries. And she's like, which one? I go, I want some high drain batteries. And she looks at the wall. She goes, which ones are those? And I go, it's the green ones. And it was really funny because I found out later the green and the blues are the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But he was selling them for
selling them for different prices and shit?
No, he sold them for the same price.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I was like, oh, God. What did I walk myself into?
The baby blue 25Rs are really good still. There's a lot of those batteries we've been using for a long time. I think are still really good batteries. But you use a battery for long enough. It's even if you feel like it's still giving you. You can
tell. You can tell when you're charging it if it's gone because it'll be real quick.
And and here's the thing: maybe don't let it get to the point where it's like that. If you've had a battery for a few years, just for safety's sake, just
mine have had so many in rotation. Like I have a drawer, I'll pull it out and I'll put as soon as I charge them, I'll put those in the back, and so that I have to go through like 5 or 6 in a row before I get to that one again. So I know that in rotation, I got more long life of them. Because I'm not using them constantly, And I had, 10 sets. So I bought a lot when I did buy. I was like, I think I bought like $200-300 worth of batteries in the beginning.
It's good to do that. Good to have a lot of batteries.
But I had so many mods. I was like, I have to have batteries and everything. And I'm like, I don't have to have batteries and everything. Because then that means, I could have an issue, So only thing I have will have batteries.
Especially if you're using a lot of mechanical mods. I've learned the hard way. It's just so much better to not leave them constantly with cells inside of them. And Kenny B, don't do it unless you do it. And then know it if you do it. You guys are making fun of me. That's all right. So what have I been vaping on this week? I've been vaping a lot of Nick Salt stuff. I got this Q-Box all-in-one from Joy Tech. I like this thing a lot. It's a really nice little all-in-one thing. I've been vaping a lot of Nick Salts. I've been really into Nick Salts lately. I didn't think I was ever going to like Nick Salts, but I've been into it.
Now, are you feeling like you're maybe drawn more towards Nick Salts now than you are like your regular? Because I know that you were really low on your Nick level.
I'm still at 3, and like when I'm vaping,
I'm just saying.
I don't know. No, not really. It's about the same. Although there has been times, definitely, where I feel like this is a detriment.
You're drawn to it.
It's a detriment, because we all have those times where we feel like we want more nicotine, and if we give ourselves a constant 50 milligram of Nick, it's definitely you're gonna feel like you need it more and more. So yeah, I mean, I would use this sparingly. I saw there's a guy on YouTube. His name is Vapes. I might actually invite him on the show at some point. He's a cat. He's an interesting cat. And he actually had a whole video about where saying like, vaping. When I started vaping, it was about getting off of nicotine, and we were like starting at 12 and working our way down to 3. And he said, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes 50 milligram. But at the same time, he was dripping the new Basics Salt Nick line on an RDA. So I had to like comment and say, in all reality, you're not really supposed to drip that stuff.
Yeah, and it's not meant for high watts either.
No, it's not. It's not.
No, because there is another chemical like the acids and stuff that or whatever they are drawn the nicotine from process. The salts and stuff like that, they're not meant to vape at high watts. And that's why I'm not understanding where a lot of these companies are making 3 milligrams, 6, and stuff like that. And then people are dripping them. And it's the same Nick Salts. Is that going to be safe? There's not enough studies done in any field of vaping. I've seen
there's a lot of companies.
Ron sent me something.
There's a lot of companies, for instance, One Hit Wonder, they've switched over to using Nick Salts for all their e-liquids. So even their 3 milligrams, their 6 milligrams, those have Nick Salts in them. So you're right. I mean, we don't really know. I would prefer for my low milligram, high watt experiences, give me the free-base nicotine. That's what I want.
Well, the thing is like ECC, Alfredo, my friend Alfredo Ponce, he's not a reviewer. He's a normal, average, everyday guy. I pull him in my shows sometimes, and also trying to get him to collab with me a little bit as being a consumer, not just a reviewer, to kind of like, he ain't looking for the subs or anything like that. He's just wanting to give his opinion as an everyday, which that's how my channel is actually growing
a lot of value in that, for sure.
Yeah, because I'm getting everyday people buying the product and getting their opinion on it, whether it's good or bad, whether, maybe kind of like giving our tips and stuff of how to make it better, what we want. He actually sat there and said for every liquid company was out there was like 3 to 4 Nick Salt companies. There wasn't enough regular juice companies that he's not a Nick Salt guy. So what is this showing us? Is free-base nicotine kind of going out of the market?
Well, and it's something like Big Mix I just said here is that and it's something that we've noticed as well, and it's the reality of it is that Nick Salts have less of a throat hit. And so you are able to use more nicotine. You can ingest more nicotine with less of the hit to the chest and throat as you would have a normal free-base nicotine.
Well, I bought some when it was on sale from 8Vape, the Mr. Salty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got it in 0 milligram. They have it in 0. No Nick Salt. It's just their base.
Yep.
I had a major throat irritation. I am I don't do PG very well. That's set. I looked up the ratio. It is 70 PG, 30 VG. Yeah. It doesn't have. Yeah, Nick Salts don't have a throat hit, but we're going backwards. These are max PG lines, guys.
But
and that's where the throat hit is coming from. It's not from the nicotine. It's from the PG, and
And
that everybody.
for a lot of these high nick ones, they are heavy on the PG. But
Heavy.
but for like the one hit wonder ones that we reviewed Army Man, which is the first one I'd seen that uses Nick salt instead of regular Nick. It was still 80-20, 80 PG.
Well, yeah, but a lot of these companies are staying with the max PG.
Yeah.
Because they're going in pod systems. They're meant to go in pod systems, and they need thinner liquids. And that's where you can get, there's your throw hit. You know, a lot of people like, I like the throw hit. It's not from the nicotine. It's from the PG.
In Europe, they've always favored higher PG ratios. I mean, it's like in the UK and stuff. I like the guy, I Get You 69. He's like one of the original reviewers, honestly. He's always favored 70-80% PG over VG. So, you know, it's just, I think it's, some people like that throw it for sure. And Kenny B said, you know, he has a hot bottle of liquid from Mr. Salty. It must be bad because it tastes horrible. Yeah, it's just, I've tried that Mr. Salty as well. I didn't like it either. So, and I'm not a PG guy either. And it is a PG heavy liquid. So, excuse me. You know what? Let's go ahead and, okay. So, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up because it's after 8 o'clock and I got a few things I need to do. Let me see here. I did want to do one thing real quick. I'm going to share my screen. We didn't have any entries for coils this week. What I wanted to do is I wanted to go back and look at some of our original coils that we had from when we first started doing the coils showcase. Let me just go ahead and find it before I screen share here. Coils. I was going through and looking at some of the original coils from when we actually did, like we used to have, instead of just open coil showcases, we used to have like themes. We would have like series coils and tiger wire and stuff like that. So I was going to pick one of the original ones and going to go show some of those. Let me see. We do the parallel showcase. These are all parallel coils. So let's go ahead and show them real quick. Share the screen. That's it. Boom. Okay, so we're going to look at the parallel showcase. This is from Paul Hessian. Just a regular old parallel coil in the mech mod. I think parallel coils are still one of the tried and true ways of vaping. If you want to get a good vape experience, you don't really know how to build, you know, intricate Clapton style coils. A good parallel build is still going to do you right.
Yep.
There's one from Nikki B.
Oh God, I have one in there. Oh God, how about? Oh, that was my one. My Mutation X. That
was back in the day.
Yes.
This is like from like over a year ago. So
yeah.
Here's one of mine. This is before I got my camera that I have now. This is when I couldn't take a fucking picture to save my life. But that is a nice coil though. I think this is probably from Yeti. Yeah, it's definitely from Yeti. Back before he started taking good pictures too. That's a nice picture there though. It's a Mohawk alien hybrid coil there. Well, it's just a parallel coil, not a hybrid coil. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeti has always been a terrific coil builder. Okay, and we did, yeah, that was Yeti. Let's go ahead and look at, let's look at some more real quick. That was a short one. Let's look at Twisted. Yeah, let's look at Twisted. Even less here. I don't know who the hell built that. It doesn't say either. Well, whoever built that, there it is. That might be mine, actually. That is an ugly ass coil. I think that's mine. There's another one from Nikki B, I think.
Yes, that's me. Yep.
That's it? Wow, that was it. Yeah, one more category. These are all very short categories. All right, let's do. This is where we did our all-day vape. Oh, there's a lot of them in here. All-day vape coils. Ooh, that's a beautiful coil there.
Nice.
I'm not sure who this might have been Juan. Let me see. No, this was clean as fuck clothes. This is old school clean coils here. That's a great picture. Freddie, man, you've come so far as your photography and your builds. I mean, honestly, this is great. Don't get me wrong. This is a beautiful coil. Better than anything I can build, but he has come so far.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? See, now I want to know who all these people are. Oh my god, this is so old. Here's Easy Rider. Here's his builds here. Just regular old micro coils, it looks like. Beautiful. And this has got to be Paul Hessian, I think. Yep, this is Paul Hessian. You can see the VGV bottle in the background. And this is going to be more Hessian. Okay, Hessian, then we're going to see some Kenny B coils, some Nikki B coils, and then me. And then Yeti. Okay. Kenny B. Oh, Kenny B's always been fresh with his presentation, so.
Mm-hmm. He's gotten better, though.
Yeah. Everybody's gotten so much better.
Everybody's gotten better.
But look, that's a gorgeous coil.
That's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, look at like the difference in like the quality of people's photography in the last few years. And that's Nikki.
Mm-hmm.
This is me. God, look at that ugly ass thing. Pubic hair and plastic and shit all over it. You can see plastic on the left hand side of the coil from where I pushed it in with the screwdriver, and I like just got the yellow plastic all over the coil. The pubic hairs. Oh, it's just classic Travis coils. Pubes and tore stuff up.
Must be very old to have pubes that color.
We just say all little particulates are pubes. And these are Yeti coils here. Another Yeti coil.
Look how we bend up our screws just to sit there and put things in.
We destroy these things.
Yeah.
Absolutely destroy them. Oh God, I love looking back at these. It's just so much fun. And the beginning ones were all day vape. That's who these beginning ones were. It was all day vape. ADV. He's come a long way. All these guys have come so far from these original. In the last year, these guys have come so far. Wow. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Wow. That is a trip down memory lane. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. I know you will, Kenny. I know you will. One of these days, you start sending pictures again. Using the wrong size screwdriver, that is part of it for sure.
And also using your, like a coil jig and stuff like that to push it over too, to help.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're metal,
Yeah, not getting plastic all over them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I really want to thank Nikki for joining me. That way I didn't have to sit here by myself tonight. I really appreciate that. And I really want to thank everybody who came in and hung out with us. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. ADV is on fire now, Kenny B. He is really, the last few months, ADV has really came into his own as far as building and photography. The kid is good. The kid is damn good. And he sent me some of his coils to use, and they were top-notch. Absolutely top-notch. I had to unwrap a couple of the coils. I always, like, whenever anybody sends me coils, I always unwrap a couple wraps because I like my shit low. All right, so Nikki, why don't you let them know where they can find you, what you've been up to, what you're going to be doing.
You can find me at Vaping with Nikki B on YouTube and all social media. Also, you can find me on Instagram and stuff as Not Your Average Threads and Designs, where I do embroidery and heat press designs. I've been busy with doing a Bible school VBS shirts this week, and they just sat there and said they needed 2 more shirts. I was like, oh my God. And he goes, oh, and by the way, Vacation Bible School starts tomorrow, so Yeah, I gotta make a run to the store, or have my husband run to the store and get a couple more shirts, because they had specific colors that they ordered, but at least I know my local store has the colors that they need. So
it's always last minute stuff with these people.
Yeah, it's a Bible boot camp type of deal. They had it like different themed. It was really, really awesome because it said all of the shirts said Bible boot camp, Ephesians, and and then on the back it one said cook, the other one said drill sergeant, one said bandmaster. It was a really nice thing to kind of do to for a church and stuff like that, and getting their mess, and they're like, we're sorry, and I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it, I got it. I mean, I got tons of black. I've always got black shirts in stock, but like when it comes down to custom colors, I don't have them in stock just because I don't know what people want. And I think it'd be kind of a waste of, everybody loves black or gray or white. Those are staples. And
it's going to be your main color.
But I know where to buy them, where, I know the product. So I was like, let me go make them get a run. Hopefully they have those sizes there.
It's cool for you to also be able to branch away from just vaping stuff.
Yeah, it's not, I don't just do vaping stuff. I do even like baby stuff. I embroider baby stuff. I do, like, my daughter, she's like ordered like 3 shirts off of me before. I make my kids pay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But well, she makes them. She wants me to make them for her friends, and I'm like, well, shoot, her friends are walking advertisements. So it's really nice that I'm not. I know that Swag's out there and he does this, I'm saying? I mean, I do the extra with the embroidery and stuff, but those are the things that, we can still be in the same state and still not be able to sit there and kind of step on each other's toes, because I'm not just vaping, I'm everything, whether or not, he can do it or I can do it. We work, we can work as a team in a sense, like if he's overstocked or he might, I know that he's gotten ill in the past, I've gotten ill in the past. We need to help each other out. If you say, hey, can you handle this order, or can you do this? I think it'd be kind of cool to sit there and make sure we have each other's backs in this market too, because, you can't do it like, your friends, it's.
Absolutely. Well, I really glad you joined me tonight. I really appreciate it. Everybody, stay tuned. I'm working on trying to get the stream back on the main channel. It's having a huge effect on the channel because we're not getting the same kind of numbers we normally get. So, it sucks. But we're gonna try to get
it's total summer with people, going out and doing things with so many conventions and stuff too, running around right now. It's crazy. There's like another one next week, and then the week after that. It's like, come on, people are like leaving on vacations, they're not at home. And
that's a big part of it. People just, and I think everybody who does YouTube sees a definite downswing during the summer.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it with my channel and stuff. Like not a lot of people there. Or people are like, I'm just so tired. I had a busy day. So
that's the summertime for you. All right. Well, thank you guys so much, and we will see you soon. We'll see you next week. Peace out, everybody.
Later.